Friend, I'm excited for this week. Are you?
Yeah, excited, dude.
All
I
right,
really am.
let's do this then.
Welcome to the Player 5 podcast.
Hey,
Hey, what's up? I'm Rendon, and with me here is Austin.
what's up?
We're here to talk about gaming news.
As always,
Yeah, we talk a lot about games and movies. And this week there's a lot, especially from Nintendo. I'm excited.
a lot. We had a Nintendo Direct. We just both finished watching it, didn't we?
Yeah, less than an hour ago. So
That's right. For those who don't know, this cameo of music earlier this week, Kanye West and Lil Pump dropped a song called "I Love It," and in the music video they had Roblox outfits on. So we figured we'd play the instrumental of that for a small cameo,
yeah,
just for fun. Yeah, like Renan said, this is a huge week. Also, before we jump in, we now have a Player 5 Instagram that is up. It is player5_podcast. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of people have been commenting and such like that. It's a lot of fun hearing y'all's takes and responding back, kind of conversating, debate with y'all. So if y'all definitely want to jump in some conversations, we are more than happy for y'all to join us on there. But yeah, with that,
we have we have a lot, but I did want to mention before we get into it also, there will be a Player 5 Twitter account coming soon. We'll be trying to get conversation going about games, game news, stuff like that as well. Also, I kind of want to mention at the top this time that, just to remember to subscribe on all the platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, and YouTube as well. So just if you like our content, go and subscribe. And in the description of every one of those episodes, our Player 5 homepage, our website is there. There's a link for it, and you can go there. And if you want to support us directly, there's a button on there that lets you do that. So, yeah, I wanted to say that.
and for any of you who don't subscribe, we kill grunts.
Okay.
Which is no problem for me. You know what? I'm going to kill them whether you subscribe or not. So if you want to hear more grunts die, subscribe. If you want to only hear this lonely grunt die, I guess don't. The choice is yours. But the better choice is subscribe. So the Nintendo Direct, we just finished watching. Rendon, I already know they started up with what you'd probably be most excited about.
Oh yeah. Very first thing, they always do this. They always put the best thing at the beginning or the end. And just to keep you around, to make you watch all the way through the end and to get you hyped at the beginning. And that was definitely the case this time. We got Luigi's Mansion 3 coming out for the Switch.
How do you feel about it?
Dude, I'm excited. I mean, I feel like anyone that has listened to this podcast before knows our love for Luigi's Mansion runs very deep. I don't know. The Dark Moon wasn't the best, but the fact that they're putting it on the Switch already makes me think they're making a good decision as far as like the beginning process of the game goes. And I'm excited.
I might kind of burst the bubble here at the beginning. I don't know how I feel. I'm the nitpicky one. I don't know how I feel, and I'm going to contain my excitement for later news. Here's why. You didn't play Dark Moon, or I don't think so. I did, and what I've always said about Dark Moon was it was a great game for the 3DS, and that was about all I've said about it. I honestly, when I was watching through this, I thought, it's been a while since I played Dark Moon. I was like, oh, I guess they're remaking Dark Moon probably for the Switch. I was like, I guess that relates to 3DS. So, all right, let's do this. And at the very end, I saw the title. And the whole time, I had no clue this was Luigi's Mansion 3. And that's why I'm not excited or have the excitement. I don't think Dark Moon has a lot going for it. It's definitely not as creepy as the original Luigi's Mansion. The music composition is definitely not the same. The feel is not the same. I think that original Luigi's Mansion with that kind of dark trumpet sound or that you get at the beginning of its theme song, and Luigi looking scared the whole way and going through this family of ghosts and such, definitely had its own thing. Dark Moon had none of that. It had a bunch of random mansions you went into just to clean up because people wanted you to clean up. So they had the same ghosts as Dark Moon. They had the same feel. The mansion that they showed looked a lot like the ones they had on Dark Moon. It was just kind of random, big, and all that. It didn't look like as neat and clean as the original Luigi's Mansion, if that makes sense. Again, Nintendo has a great history of making great games. So I'm going to wait before I give my final judgment. All I'm saying is at first look, I think that they should have done what we were talking about last week, is maybe make another Luigi IP, keep the same format but different gimmick. Like the Marios, they're all the same format. You go to different world, gather something, a star, power moon, sun sprite. It's just a different gimmick, right? And I felt like they, from first look at this Luigi's Mansion 3, not even knowing it was Luigi's Mansion 3 until they said the title, my first thought was, I'm glad that this is happening. We've been begging for a real Luigi's Mansion title for a while, but from first look, I might have preferred the look of something new. And that's all. But I will wait later for final judgment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll say they did. It said Luigi's Mansion 3, and then in parentheses, working title, and it looked super early in development. I mean, we're a year away from whenever it releases. And so, like, what they showed may have looked like Dark Moon, but it might be all they have right now. They probably need time to finish polishing it up, like you were saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying themes, like the ghosts they use, the kind of the art style, like the way that the gates look, like the gates in Dark Moon. I mean, I know I'm being nitpicky again, but they had their own feel. They're definitely different than what they looked like in the normal Luigi's Mansion, and they had the same type of gates. They had the same type of flooring, the same type of stairs, like all those zany little things that Dark Moon had. It had in the trailer, and that's why I thought it was a Dark Moon remake coming up, because it looked exactly to it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get that that's something that you're kind of scared they're going to do again, but I still think we're just so early on that we don't know if that it's going to be like that. And honestly, the fact they're putting a Luigi's Mansion on the Switch in any form, I think, is a good step forward.
Let me say, this is a definite buy. I'm buying it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, and what I'll say is, like, the storyline in the Luigi's Mansion was so good, where you go through the whole family. We've talked about that, and because of that, like, maybe they take some of the things they learned, that because I don't think Dark Moon was a huge, a big success for them. So maybe they take some of that older style, like storytelling, and they put it with this newer art style that maybe you're not that fond of, and they actually make a good, solid, like, Luigi game on the Switch. Their full, their full body console, not on the 3DS, where it's kind of like graphics are kind of meh. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about it. Just what I've seen makes me think it's gonna be awesome, just because it's Luigi's Mansion, and we both
love Luigi's Mansion. Again, well, that's why I said I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hold on to my final judgment until more news, because like I said, I trust Nintendo with games like this when it's definitely on their bigger console and not their quote unquote actual handhelds. Now that the Switch is both home console and handheld, but
yeah.
But final say, I'm definitely happy to see that this is happening, and it's a definite buy. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely be getting it for sure.
With that, Splatoon 2 update, new map. Neither of us have Splatoon 2. I've played the first Splatoon, so I'm excited to see this. It looks great.
Yeah,
that'll be good for the Splatoon community.
It looks like a lot of cosmetic updates, and there was a new mode and a new map. So, people who love that game, it'll make them really happy. But I don't know. I don't think the community's that big.
Had kind of a Goku Spirit Bomb scene there for a little bit, if you saw that, whenever he was on top of the tower, like holding his hand up, and the little paintball was. Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, oh wow, Goku's going to be shown at the end of this for Smash. Little did we know, we'll get to that later.
That would be completely bizarre. I couldn't even fathom that happening.
I could think of a lot better characters than Goku coming in, but I'm just, I guess teasers, I would not have been upset compared to what happened at the end.
Yeah.
Mario Tennis Aces is going to get an update on September 19th. Birdo, Shy Guy, Koopa Troopa, and PD Piranha are all joining. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they said more will be coming all the way through next year.
Yeah, I mean, that shows they are willing to support their games a lot longer than they have in the past, which is exciting. Adding new characters is always a really fun thing. I mean, it's going to keep interest in the game way past whenever it would be expected to kind of fizzle out.
Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe coming to Switch with Nabbit and Toadette on January 11th. You and I talked about this last week, that this was a huge possibility on our predictions. Here it is. Are you excited you got a prediction right, Rendon?
Yeah, I am. I called it. Yeah, no, it's cool. I think the thing about the takeaway from this is, like, you know, the 4-player multiplayer and stuff, but the Nabbit and Toadette, the powers that that come with them, it seems like something that, like, you're gonna see people streaming a lot. Like, Toadette is able to get a crown, and then she becomes Princess Peach, but it's like a Toad version of Princess Peach, and she can double jump. It just changes the whole platforming. Like, it gives you another ability to the character. And then Nabbit doesn't take damage against enemies at all. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how much people care about it. I know the people who like to run these platforming games are going to love it.
Oh, definitely. Especially now. I think probably people are going to use Nabbit a lot. Also, if I'm correct, they're also adding the courses from Luigi Bros. U, or whatever that was called.
Yeah, it's like over 160 levels or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 168. That's incredible. So, yeah.
A lot of replayability, I think.
You think you're gonna pick this up, Renan?
Yeah, I think I might. If it's like $30.
Right.
Hopefully, it's not the full game price, like $60.
Although you can't blame them for a $60 price with 168-ish courses in there.
I think having that full price tag on it is gonna make the sales a little lower, because it's a re-release at its core, you know. So
although their recent re-releases have done well, I do think this one won't do as well as some of the re-releases. So the Switch Online dropping in 5 days, yay!
Yeah.
So
now we have to pay for the stuff we already do right now for free.
Yeah, except we do the classic NES games. I think that's cool. I am kind of excited about that, especially since I can play with you with these NES games.
Right.
I think that's definitely something we're going to try out.
For sure.
The other thing that was intriguing was the special offers parts. They said more information on that, but they made it look very hype. So I'm excited to see what these quote-unquote special offers are.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Nintendo may pull something completely crazy that we don't expect, but honestly, I think that it's just going to be like what Gold and PlayStation, Xbox Live Gold members and like PlayStation Network members and stuff. Like, it's going to be those offers of like special deals on games and give away like 1 or 2 games a month or something like that. Like that's what I think that's going to be. They just didn't elaborate because they don't have the first offers ready yet, I guess. So I'm not thinking it's going to be too cool, but I mean, any kind of free game or any kind of special deal on a game is going to be, I'll appreciate it, because that $20 a year I'm going to spend, I want it to go towards potential savings, right? So pretty cool.
Of course. Do you think with them talking so much about the NES games, in which there was speculation on whether it would only be NES games or more down the line, it doesn't seem like more. Do you think that we're going to get anything like a virtual console coming up with this in some time in the future?
I don't know. The fact that they are specifically saying NES games, and the next item we're about to talk about is the NES controllers they're releasing. Those two things, kind of them being super specific about the NES part of it, does make me think virtual console could be a thing later. I just feel like virtual console, unfortunately, seems like something that Nintendo just puts on the back burner all the time, and they don't really. It's not a priority to them, unfortunately.
Right. They've talked about it for like the last 3 consoles and have really done nothing about it.
Yeah, well, it was pretty good on the Wii, but the fact that it didn't just go over with the Switch when they released a new console kind of just bothers me, you know. But I will say, before we go on to the online go on from the online play conversation. The save cloud, the save data on the cloud, that's really to me the only big improvement as far as like the Switch Online membership.
And it sucks that it's behind a paywall. And again,
Right.
there's been a lot of backlash for the fact that it won't be on every game. There won't be any save data on Splatoon 2, and most likely not on Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, because they don't want people being able to hack the clouds and be able to put their own items in and do stuff like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, and that's
Nintendo has
frustrating
never
because-
been great at
Yeah.
blocking hackers.
Yeah, that's frustrating too because like platforms like Steam, that's just a free feature. Like just for downloading Steam, you have your saves are backed up to the cloud, and now it's like we're paying for it. And then hearing what you just said makes me even more a little like annoyed, is because it's not even going to be for every game. It's just whatever they decided for it to be on.
Yeah, and
So-
it's crazy because I have no issue paying the $20 price tag for a yearly online service. I just think that the way that it is, and technically what the $20 is going for, is kind of okay. That's
Yeah, it's kind of thrown together.
weird way of doing it. Yeah, it's kind of a weird way, and you would think they'd had especially with how long they've delayed this, you'd think they've had a lot more time to put certain things together. Again, the special offers could completely save this. Like you said,
Yeah.
they could offer, certain free games weekly and such. The Nest thing is cool. We'll see how well that lasts. But yeah, overall, and we already know about the smartphone app and the voice chat, and that's just a headache to even think about. So, with that being said, like you said, we are going to have Nest controllers, wireless Nest controllers for the Switch. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's weird that you charge them like a Joy-Con, so it's like when they're docked, you can't really play with them, it doesn't seem. And it's a little weird, but the fact that you get a wireless Nest controller, that's just cool. So can't complain.
Yeah, they have they have like the rail on them on the side, like the Joy-Cons do, that
Yeah.
hook onto the Switch. And I noticed that before they actually showed that it hooks on the Switch. But yeah, that's cool. I think it's like $60 or $50 for them, so I don't know if I'm going to care.
Yeah, it's
Probably
$60,
use the same
which seems like high, but at least you get two of them. That'll
Yes.
help.
Yeah, we'll see. If I could do the NES games with probably the Joy-Cons, because turn them sideways, I'll probably stick with that. But it's cool if you're like the collectors type thing.
Oh yeah, you could buy these, never open them, and sell them in 20 years for $1,000.
Pokemon Let's Go. We got a release date, November 16th. The Pokemon Switch bundle drops as well. That comes with like their own two Joy-Cons, kind of a yellowish and a bronzish looking Joy-Con, as well as some cool art on the back of a Switch bundle. Are you getting Pokemon Let's Go?
I want to. I love Pokemon. I've gotten the last two Pokemon main games, and I love to play them. But Let's Go just seems they've taken out wild encounters, so it's all just battles, which is cool. That's okay because sometimes the wild encounters do get a little tedious. But it's also taking place in the Kanto region, which is the same region from the red, blue, and yellow. Because of that, I just don't. It seems like it's cool that it's the newest. It's a Pokemon game on the Switch, and that's cool. But it's not a $60 game for me. It's
And
at
knowing
that full
that
game price, and it seems like it's just a port from like old concepts.
and knowing that there's going to be a core Pokemon RPG game coming out next year, I think that is what makes this kind of a pass for me.
Yeah, but a lot of people, this is going to be a major seller. Any new Pokemon game is
Oh,
going to
of
sell like
course.
crazy.
Oh, this is going to definitely appeal to its own niche.
Oh yeah, and well, I mean, it's just going to be any major Pokemon fan is going to get it. And I love Pokemon, and I would say I'm a big fan, but I'm just not. This one's not enough to convince me. And I wanted to say this because I thought about it back when you said that the Switch Online save data stuff may not work with Pokemon because of hacking. It's problematic. That's just of all the games that needs to have a backup. Pokemon is one of them because someone's going to like fill out the entire Pokedex except for like 5 left, and then they're going to, drop their Switch in a pool or something. and then there's no save data for that one. The one thing I will say that is pretty cool, Pokemon Let's Go, is the Pokeball Joy-Con controller thing. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
I think it's cool because it not only is it like they'll probably endlessly support it on any Pokemon Switch game, which is great. But then also it has little features like if you change the Pokemon that you say is in the Pokeball, the color of the light that glows will change, and it's just a really cool little thing that, you know, it's pretty awesome, but it's a gimmick, but it's cool. No, it doesn't really matter. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I think it's really good. I think it'll sell well. If it works on the core Pokemon RPG, I'll probably pick one up. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Game Freak is also working on a new RPG called Town. It's a working title. It's going to come out in 2019. Basically, it just seemed like a village defender. It seemed like you're in a small town. You don't actually leave this town at all, but monsters come through and you have to fight them off day by day.
I think it's going to be... It looks more interesting to me than a lot of the stuff we saw in this Direct, honestly, because...
Yes.
Well, Game Freak is doing it because... And they do Pokemon, so they do a really good job, usually. And I feel like that if it's an RPG and it all takes place in this one town... This is... I recently watched a show that... It's play with this concept of... I don't know if you've ever heard of the concept of bottle episode, where a show or like... Usually it's a show will take like two characters or like a few characters and stick them in this one space for the entire episode, and it makes a lot of opportunity for like delving in really deep with like emotional and stuff like development in a lot of ways. And I feel like an entire game that takes place in one village, that could be really cool. Like we know that kind of storytelling works because, you know, shows do bottle episodes, and I feel like this could be really great, honestly.
Yeah, I think it'll be like there could definitely be a story as to why monsters are now all of a sudden showing up into this village. We know Game Freak is definitely top tier when it comes to RPG making. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this, and if more exciting news drops on it, it's a potential buyer for me. Like you said, it was definitely one of the ones that caught my eye more than others on here. So I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, it's definitely a potential buy for me as well.
All right, let's keep it moving. One of the things that were leaked, quote unquote, because the Switch or this Direct got delayed, unfortunately, due to the earthquakes in Hokkaido. We all assumed the title, but it is now confirmed Yoshi's Crafted World is the official title for the Yoshi game, coming out in 2019. They showed off some of the cool gimmicks that they've been showing off, and we've already have kind of figured would happen. What do you think about it?
It looks fun. I mean, it looks like a Yoshi game, which it has its own little like fun, you know, play style. But for me personally, it's something I'll get, you know, a few years after it's been out and the price has dropped.
Yeah, it's something I may look for, like you said, in a few years down the road. But for fans of like the Yoshi games and how they are, it does look very good, very exciting. I think that the fans of that franchise are definitely going to have fun with this one.
Yeah.
Another one that was oddly leaked, which I'm ultra excited about. I honestly think out of this whole list, and when I heard about it last week, I was like, yes. Civilization 6 is dropping on November 16th. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. I that's a game that I have put in my Steam cart so many times and almost bought because I know it's going to be good. It's one of those games that people that love these it's not really a simulation game, but you know, people who love these kind of games are like, dude, this is the best one. And Civilization 6 is a pretty graphic intense kind of game, and I'm super excited to bring it to the Switch. It shows that, you know, the Switch can handle its own when it comes to graphics, and there's definitely one that I'm excited for. One thing I've heard about it specifically is that it's one of those games that you could just be playing and then like 5 hours will go by and you'll have no idea because it's like you're just like so
entrenched in it.
And then compare, like, put that together with the portability of the Switch. Oh my gosh! Like,
Oh yeah,
this is gonna come out, and the people who get into it are gonna be like lost in this game, on the go everywhere.
this is a day one buy for me. November 16th, I am buying this game. And I've talked to you about this before, way before we made this podcast run in. You know, I'm a huge fan of the Stronghold series and especially Stronghold Crusaders. And I said there was one time I was so like I wanted to send an email to, I think it's GameFly that makes that game, and tell them, y'all need to bring Stronghold Crusaders to the Switch, because a strategy game like that is just so perfect. Like, you just on the go, take it with you. Great for a car ride because it's not story intensive. It's attention intensive, but it's one of those that where you can kind of not focus too much. You just kind of get lost in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So to see one of these games come to the Switch, and I was excited about Bad North because it looked like one of those games. And I have not gotten Bad North yet. I almost got it the other day until I saw this, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait till November 16th and I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, this game is like won many awards. It's one of those games that I'm surprised this wasn't a priority to get on the Switch as soon as possible, and I'm glad they're finally doing it.
Yes, sir. Diablo 3 got its release date, November 2nd. Are you excited?
Yeah, that's another one of those time killing kind of games, but not like in a bad way. Time killing. It's one of those games that you'll be playing and you'll just never know that you've spent hours and hours and hours. And it's a great game. It has, genuinely unlimited replayability. You can just play it, and you don't matter if you've beaten it 5 or 6 times. Just keep going. It's still so fun.
Is this a game that you think I should pick up?
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that. I have it on PC. I love it, and you got to get it. It's just so fun. And the Eternal Edition comes with all the DLC, which is another playable class and another storyline kind of expansion. And the story in this game is really good. The cutscenes are really impressive. Just a great game, and I'm so glad it's coming to Switch. We've talked about it before, but now we actually have a release date, November 2nd. I'm seriously going to consider buying it. I mean, I have it and I beat it a few times, so I don't know if I should, but there's part of me I'm just like, I got to get it.
Right, and if I'm correct, this one also features Ganondorf, or a Ganondorf skin.
Yeah, get the Ganondorf skin, and that's huge. That's so awesome. That makes me really excited.
Definitely. All right, and now we also got a release date for Starlink, October 16th, and we've also been seeing the cinematics for some of the Star Fox scenes, which is really tugging at my heartstrings, because you and I have talked pretty much on every episode. We need a legit new Star Fox game. Yeah,
I'm excited. That's the way he looks in the cutscene makes me feel like they did a really good job of like what a modern Star Fox would look like. Yeah, no, the gameplay looks great. It's weird Ubisoft's kind of heading it up. I know they have some kind of ownership there or something, but no matter what, we're getting a new Star Fox game, and that just makes me excited. And in the video, it showed Wolf, so they're going to stay true to like the Star Fox story and like expand on those characters, which makes me really, really happy.
Do you think this is a game you are thinking about picking up?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely consider it. Honestly, I'd say I would get it for sure. Like, it's 100% a buy for me, but I'm just gonna kind of watch, see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Starlink has been out for a while, and so the Star Fox characters are an add-on. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they add them on, and who knows? You know, this may be a hint to a future of an actual Star Fox game.
Yeah,
who knows? I hope so though. World Ends With You Final Remix drops October 12th. That's one we have talked about before. Not only that, Square Enix showed off a lot. And in all of this, I'm going to tell you, in my head, when it kept showing Square Enix has, I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, if they say anything about Kingdom Hearts, I'm going to freak out.
I knew I was waiting for it.
We're going to get to Kingdom Hearts later. There was a new trailer, but let's just go down the list of what is on here. So Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered coming to Switch in 2019. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, which we talked about last week, drops today.
That's pretty
Final
cool.
Fantasy 12 remastered comes to Switch in 2019. Final Fantasy 7, 9, and 10 are also coming to the Switch in 2019. Those are going to be in its original forms, I believe. I think 10 has a couple of special alternative versions with it. But I know 7 and 9 seem to be coming as their legit selves.
Yeah.
And there was more. There was a like Chocobo game as well. There was 3 other small Square Enix games that they announced. I didn't even have time as I'm making this list as the direct's going on. They announced these so quickly I didn't have a chance to actually write them all down. So
Yeah,
there's
the
more
Chocobo
coming.
game, the name of it, I just love it. It says it's like Chocobo, and it's called Everybody, but it's like everybody instead of everybody, and it just sounds so funny. Yeah, that's really cool. I think that the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition dropping today, like that's marketing that I think that works. Like whenever a company announces stuff and they're like, oh, and it's available now, that's so exciting. Like I'm not even a huge Final Fantasy 15 fan or Final Fantasy fan in general, but the fact that they're like, oh, it drops today, I'm just like, that's cool. I don't know. I love that kind of stuff. Like it seems like Nintendo's really like, flexing all their muscles when it comes to like their marketing skills.
Oh yeah, and they have such a great relationship with Square Enix. I want to tell you what, and even though you and I haven't played a lot of the Final Fantasy games, the fact that they're seeming to bring over the ones like 7 and 12 and 9, the ones that have been critically acclaimed as the better ones, I think we have to admit that these are definitely we're going to keep our eye on them and potential buys. I know the Final Fantasy 7 is a definite buy for me though. I mean, even if you haven't played this, you have to know how legendary people hold this game to the point where you have to say, okay, well, if it's on my Switch and I've never had a chance to get it before, I might as well just get it. I mean, I don't think it's going to come out full price. It'll probably come out at a decently cheap price if it comes alone, or it may come out in a bundle with 9 and 10. Even still, I think that you just kind of have to get Final Fantasy 7, whether you've ever played it or not.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. I know Final Fantasy is a really good game. I think anyone can just see that and say it's an objectively good series because it's just so popular. It's been around for so long, and they've reiterated it on so many different levels. Yeah, no, it's just really cool. It shows that Nintendo is really caring about getting hardcore fans on their platform. So they're like, we're releasing all this Square Enix stuff and Final Fantasy stuff. Hey, you never know. We might get Kingdom Hearts 3 and a brand new Final Fantasy title in the future. So
who knows? I hope so. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 will definitely make it to the Switch one day. I just don't think it'll be on a release day. But I can always keep my fingers crossed. To round out this long list of things that came out on the Directs, we're now getting into our Smash Bros. Segment of it, which actually isn't all that long, but much like the Pokemon Go bundle, there is a Smash Bros. Ultimate bundle coming which has special Joy-Cons coming with it as well, and little art on the back of the Switch console and on the dock. It will come out November 2nd with a game download code, which I'm sure is a pre-purchase technically, because I believe the game comes out in December, right?
Right. It comes out, in
December 17th, I think. So there is. And then they announced a new character for Smash Bros. Something me and Renan said we didn't think would happen. Although we did say Smash fans could be a bit disappointed. And I think unless you're a huge fan of this series, you probably didn't care. So I'm gonna let you take it. I'm gonna let you take it from here, Renan.
I can feel the hate flowing through you. Yeah, Isabelle got announced for Smash Brothers Ultimate. She's one of the main characters in Animal Crossing, which, as we've kind of confirmed, is not Austin's favorite game. But I'll say I played a lot of Animal Crossing on GameCube and on the original, like the DS. And, they're fun games. They're not like hardcore games. But what I'll say about this is like, yeah, it's not super exciting for a huge audience, I don't think, because the Animal Crossing audience, I think, is not as big as a lot of the other franchises audiences. But if you look at it, they're kind of, they're catering to us. They're catering to people like you, Austin, that wanted like Ridley or King K. Rool, and they've had some really good announcements.
Just for the record, I didn't want Ridley, for the record, but King K. Rool definitely.
Okay, maybe you didn't want Ridley, but Ridley is part of the Metroid franchise, which is a huge franchise, and plus Donkey Kong, King K. Rool. So, they got to cater to some of the other franchises too. I mean, you can't really blame them for wanting to put this character in the game. And her playstyle is cool. They had Villager in from Smash 4, and put one more. I mean, there's so many good. There's gonna be so many people playable, so many characters playable in this game. It's like, why not one more from Animal Crossing, and just to give them a little more representation.
Yeah, I was kind of kidding. I'll be completely honest. I'm okay with Isabelle, and considering that I really didn't expect anyone to be shown off here, I'm at peace with it. I think my thing is it doesn't really matter the character. I just think that she looks kind of an Echo character. There are definitely things about her that are going to be different from Villager, so I don't want to call her an Echo. And I think that if she was an Echo, they would have stated that.
Yeah.
She
looks like her own character.
Yeah, she looks like her own character enough to where I'm fine. Because at this point, I really don't care about the actual character themselves. I mean, unless it comes to Skull Kid, Banjo-Kazooie, and Shantae, I think that's the only things that could really hype me at this point. I think anyone else, it's just, okay, another character, right? And there's a whole, like you said, there's a whole lot of characters on this list. I mean, Dr. Mario is always going to be my main. I still have Shulk, I still have Bowser Jr., I still have Ike, I still have so many other characters. So it wasn't a Wii Fit trainer type character, so that made me happy. I think Isabelle was a great selection overall for what she represents. Like you said, this is kind of a fan service game as far as the characters are giving out. I think they definitely took a lot in the Smash ballot to heart based on some of the people they put in so far.
Yeah.
So I was kind of joking. I kind of catering to how some people reacted, because I was watching it live, and I was seeing all the comments when she got announced, and everyone was just like, "Are you effing kidding me? Where's Skull Kid? Where's this? Where's it?" It seemed like nobody wanted Isabelle, except for of course the Animal Crossing fans. And so I'm fine with Isabelle. I think she'll be a great character. I'm excited. Congrats.
Yeah, I think when I saw her announcement, I was thinking in my head, this is the next Wii Fit trainer. Like I was thinking that everyone was going to say, oh, if they put Isabelle in, they shouldn't have left this person out. The whole thing we said about Wii Fit Trainer. I was thinking that, honestly, as soon as I saw it. But, I still got excited. I was like, oh, cool, another character to play with. I mean, I'm not going to say no to that.
What I think, to me, in the back of my head, I still feel like there may be another quote-unquote Smash Direct. They have said that they're going to release, they're going to showcase every character off before the game releases, right? And so I feel like they're going to have a couple more characters up their sleeve, right? So I feel like this was a good one to announce now, especially with them announcing Animal Crossing for 2019, which was the very last bit of this direct. I think that this was definitely a smart way to go about it, because I think they wanted to kind of keep the focus off Smash a bit on this direct, which you and I talked about last week. So I feel like they're still the characters I hope for in the cards, but they're going to be on a big showcase instead of kind of a Nintendo compilation showcase. So overall, I was happy to see someone like Isabelle make it instead of like a Wii Fit trainer. There's a lot of worse characters they could have shown at this moment, and I've heard so much about Animal Crossing in general. I know you've played it, and everyone has always said good things about it, so I'm actually excited for an Animal Crossing for 2019. I might look into it.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was the end of it. Was the Animal Crossing announcement?
Pretty much the whole direct. That's all the topics I would say. I was gonna
things, but
yeah, we didn't really talk about everything, but I wanted to say I was gonna thinking Nintendo may have taken after Square Enix when it comes to their naming schemes on some of their games. We make jokes about the Kingdom Hearts naming scheme, 358 over 2 days, and
weird word generator.
Yeah, random word. And like this direct, they had Kirby. I mean, yeah, it was Kirby's extra epic yarn and Luigi and Mario's plus Bowser story plus Bowser Jr.'s journey. Like, I was just thinking they need to chill out.
And which, by the way, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad Bowser Jr. is getting his own kind of moment to shine.
Yeah.
I think he's always been a fan loved character that just hasn't gotten that kind of shine. More than Waluigi though, so there's that. Do you ever think Nintendo should make a legit Bowser Jr. IP?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's one of many ideas that Nintendo should just never 100% roll out because he is such a like any of the recurring characters. You know, there's always ability to tell a cool story there, and Bowser Jr. is no different. So,
And I think with all that they showcase off with his clown car, especially in Smash Bros, I think that there's definitely a moveset you can make a lot of fun with in a Bowser Jr. game.
oh yeah, there's a lot of there's like as far as like the play style, I feel like there's endless possibilities with that. But story wise is where I'd be kind of like, you know, you need to bring your A game to make this game a buy for anyone, you know, because he's the most, you know, character development he's ever gotten was in Super Mario Sunshine, and he is kind of goofy, honestly, but I don't know, it'd be cool.
He got a lot of shine in Mario Plus Rabbids. He was technically the main villain in Mario Plus Rabbids. You never fought him, but he was the one that caused a lot of the chaos in there. So
yeah, it's funny. I own that game. I just haven't finished it, so I didn't even know he had to play it. He was in it at all. That's how far I've gotten into it.
Yeah, spoilers for people like Brendan. Bowser Jr. plays a major part in Mario Plus Rabbids. You're welcome, Brendan. Maybe now you get some excitement to go finish the game. I still think it's one of the top 10 Switch games out there. So before I ask your overall grade for this Direct, are you surprised of how many 2019 games they announced here?
Not too surprised. I feel like this was mostly just like a coming soon. Like we have a whole lineup of games that are gonna be coming out in the near future and even more in like the farther future. Like it's more like an update saying, hey, we know you guys want a lot of these games or a lot of new games and we're working on them kind of thing. So I mean, I don't know if I could grade it. I think Smash Direct's like a 10 out of 10, but this one's like a 6 out of 10, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm being generous, but I feel like this is a surprising amount of games that they're releasing for the future.
I think so. I think that was kind of a response to a lot of people who got mad at the Direct or the E3 Direct and said, "Oh, you didn't show enough games in the future." And they kept saying, you know, we just want to focus on the now. They seem to focus a lot on the future on this one. I too would give it a 6 out of 10. I think a lot of the Final Fantasy games kind of saved it for me, as well as Luigi's Mansion 3 being announced. I think that all kind of made it a good Direct overall for me. Some of the other things though, and Civilization 6, which I kind of expected going in because of the odd leaks that happened when the Direct got delayed. But overall, I think that this was a good Direct.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well let's talk about some other peoples for a second. EA is under criminal investigation because they still drop loot boxes in Belgium.
Yeah, EA making bad business decisions is no surprise to me, honestly.
Well, I think what they're doing here, if I'm being real, I think they're fighting because Belgium is a major part of the EU, and especially when it comes to their politics and decision making and lawmaking. And I think what's going to happen here is if EA wins, then no one's going to follow suit. I think if EA bows down to Belgium and do what they're doing, I think a lot of places would follow suit then. And I don't think that's what EA wants. So I think that this is EA's way of fighting it so that the rest of Europe doesn't follow and that other countries don't follow once they do it. So that's kind of my overall thought about it. I think it's funny that they just were like, yeah, whatever. Because, you know, they make like $800 million in microtransactions a year, the penalties that come from the Belgium one doesn't even hit 100 million. So I mean, overall, they're going to still gain a whole lot of money, regardless of if they break laws. I think what's going to hurt them here is a lot of the laws are against because of minors doing it, people who are under 18 doing the quote unquote gambling that they call EA doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the criminal investigation is about, but I think that's what EA's doing. Is I think they're trying to make a stance.
I think it's a sign of like this company that's not wanting to change. Like, I mean, I don't want to be like, super negative about it, but I feel like EA is a company that like you said, they make so much money on microtransactions all the time, and that's like one of their main ways of revenue, forms of revenue. And I think Belgium was the first step in a long list of things that, like, the first step of like putting an end to these loot box and microtransaction things. And so I think EA is trying to, snip it off, snip it at the bud, stop it from before all the other countries are like, oh yeah, this is gambling. You need to stop your crap. I mean, there are definitely, and I don't want to sound ignorant of them, like there are definitely pros and cons to Belgium's ruling. There's definitely cons of like, I love Overwatch, and even though Overwatch doesn't affect gameplay, that could be considered gambling. And so Overwatch would have to like stop offering skins, and the future of that game itself would be in jeopardy. So then there's pros and cons, but I feel like EA is just trying to stop it before a bunch of other countries try and start putting in these laws. EA is trying to go after the one that started it first, which is, it seems like it's all completely selfish and all of business looking out for its own money, which, that's what businesses do, but it doesn't make EA look good. But I feel like EA's already looking so bad that it doesn't really matter for them at this point. They're like, let's just sue the Belgian government because everyone hates us right now anyways.
Yeah, I think EA really needs to kind of settle down as far as what they're doing.
They need to evaluate. And, this isn't on the doc, but, this is something that I do know, just talking about EA. And, we had talked about it a couple weeks back, the Jacksonville shooting that happened at the Madden tournament. One of the victims in the tournament is suing EA right now. Like, their image couldn't be any worse. And so I feel like they don't really have anything to lose right now. So they're just up and suing the Belgian government because they already look greedy. So,
did we ever hear a statement from EA about the Madden shooting?
No, but the lawsuit that I mentioned about the victim, the lawsuit was about EA choosing not a very secure venue. I'm not sure how much of an argument that victim has because the shooter wasn't like from the area. The shooter was competing, But the fact that they're involved in that kind of a lawsuit in any way, no business wants that kind of look. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if EA has not commented on that. But to my knowledge, I do not know if they've commented on the shooting.
Oh, well. Good luck, EA. Smash Tailgate Tour starts September 22nd. Seems like Smash Brothers will be on the road at what I think college football games, like a little portable station.
This is some news that I'm like really, this is where I'm just, I guess what I was saying earlier of how Nintendo is flexing all its muscles as far as like showing their marketing skill. They're just doing it. They're knocking it out of the park, I think, lately. Like, they know the people who play Smash are these hardcore fans. They're probably all in the college age right now, and they're going to be incorporating it with the football games, which is also another thing. Like, not everyone loves football, especially I feel like there's a big portion of gamers that aren't into the sports that much, but there's something about like pride as far as like of your alma mater or your campus, your college pride, and to incorporate Smash into that, man, it's going to be, I think there's nothing but success going to come from this. And it starts very, very soon. It's like right in the middle of the hype college football season.
Right. I think this is definitely one of the smarter moves that Nintendo is making, and it's very exciting to see. I'm really glad they're doing this. I think this is definitely going to sell them a lot of units.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm more excited to see videos of drunk college kids trying to play Smash Bros. That's just me. But, it's still entertainment either way, so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a huge success, and it's going to make for a lot of entertainment, and hype leading up to the release, because it's starting literally, I think, next week or a week after that, September 22nd. And the game doesn't release till December. So, like, that's a lot of games to, say people who would turn on college football games on Saturday could turn on Twitch and probably watch a Smash Tailgate tour, or if not, attend one, because they're all over the country. There's one in like in almost every state I've seen. Like in every like major college football competitors has one.
Do you think that they'll announce any characters with this?
I don't know if they'd use it as an outlet to announce a character, honestly, but they might use it to announce new, like the pro rules. The rules are different for each game, like the amount of stocks and stuff. Like they might be using this to play test the future rules for Smash Brothers Ultimate. I feel like it's more of a gateway to show off some of the competitive aspects of the game, and not necessarily like new characters.
Oh yeah, I think Squad Strike will definitely be a thing that they show off here, making people pass off controllers.
Yeah,
after a death, I think that'll definitely be a thing. I'm looking at the next thing on our topic sheet, Rendon. Are you ready for this?
Calm down.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
No, I don't know if our listeners are ready for this, because they're about to get an earful of conspiracy right now.
Well, listen up, people. That's how to die on my excitement. There was a new Kingdom Hearts trailer shown off, mostly surrounding Big Hero 6, although they showed off a lot. Not a lot of content to talk about here. I was very excited to see it. It looks great. I think you would definitely like this trailer, Renning, because you love Big Hero 6.
I actually watched it. I did love that trailer.
It looked great, didn't it? Showed off some Monsters Inc. too. And a couple other worlds. They all showed off a little bit more of Tangled and Flynn Rider. But it was like less than a second at the very end when they were just going through a bunch of different scenes very quickly. There was one scene where there was someone in an Organization 13 outfit that had their hood off, and all you could see was the bottom of the hair and the rest of the suit. You didn't see anything else. Only person's hair that it matches with is Xion's. Out of everyone in Kingdom Hearts that everyone's matching it up to, it only looks like Xion's. In which we know that there has to be a way that Kingdom Hearts includes Roxas and Xion here, because they're all gone. I don't want to say dead, but they were never alive to begin with, but they're all gone. And of course we do know that this game will show off new members in the Organization 13. So we are now thinking that Xion is going to be a huge part of that, although there will be an extended version of this trailer coming out later this week. So maybe that will have some answers.
That's interesting. I mean, of all the Kingdom Hearts games that I've gotten more into the story than any, probably 358 every 2 days, which we talked about earlier, and she's like the main point of contention in that game. And, she's an interesting character, to say the least. She has a lot of backstory kind of origin storytelling, I guess, around her. And it's cool. I mean, I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan. You are actually the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those cool things. People like you will be really excited.
For those who are familiar with the story or not familiar with the story, we do know that Organization 13 has this huge obsession with the Keyblades. Of course, none of them have it or the ability to use it except for Roxas and Xion, which Roxas is the nobody of Sora. Sora's heart, more like, because his heart was shaped with Ventus, and Roxas looked more like Ventus. I'm not going to get into the whole story. Ren's probably already just rolling his eyes at me.
You've already lost me. I'm sleeping right now.
But yes, we do know that Organization 13 wanted to replace Roxas with Xion when they had the chance, because Roxas still had links to Sora. If they were able to get Xion, they would have no Link. So I'm not surprised if Xion would be part of this organization, New 13, because they want someone that can wield the Keyblade. So I hope this extended trailer shows some answers. Again, I hope it doesn't, because I don't want to be spoiled too much. I just can't wait for this game, Renan. I've waited long enough. I've waited way too long for this.
So the next topic is Bethesda talks about a Switch exclusive being possible. You know more about this.
I figured you'd be happy about this. They didn't say anything. They just said it's possible that they're having a good relationship with Nintendo. I thought you'd be excited because you are a huge Bethesda fan. So am I, but I think you definitely a lot more than me. And also talking about an inclusion in Smash Brothers. So that's a thing.
That would be bizarre. Like, I couldn't even... Like, that would be cool. I don't know what they would do, but the fact that that's even something they're thinking about is crazy cool to me. And I think Bethesda is kind of one of those companies. It seems like they're willing to do a lot.
If so they were bringing the character over to Smash, I mean, with your Bethesda knowledge, who would they bring over?
You know, the first character that comes to my mind is probably something they never do, but only because it matches the kind of, you know, Smash Brothers is kind of a cartoony still kind of game, and they should put Vault Boy from the Fallout games in it. Vault Boy is like, he's like the little, like, he's like the dude that has like a thumbs up, and he's like has like the blonde hair. He's like this goofy. He's not actually a character in any of the games. He's just he's the poster child of the Fallout series, and I think that would be a cool Smash Brothers character.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if they do. Bethesda seems to be one of the first companies that, when the Switch came out, one of the first third parties that was like on board with the Switch. I mean, they dropped Doom pretty quick. They announced Wolfenstein would come over pretty quick.
You know, and the thing we said that, you know, this talking between the Nintendo and Bethesda could also end up being like a Switch exclusive. I find that super surprising. And sounds like something that I think would never happen. But as of today, yesterday was the Apple keynote where they announced the new iPhones, and they announced that their new Elder Scrolls mobile game, Blades, is going to be exclusive to iPhone. I think it's a temporary exclusive title. Like, Android will probably get it later, but it's exclusive in some form to iPhone. And so I would say Bethesda is definitely not, you know, it's not a crazy thing to assume that they would do an exclusive title for a console. I would just be very surprised that whatever they release is not going to be immediately available on PC like all the other games they've done. But hey, that's cool. I'm glad their relationship with Nintendo is getting better and better.
It seems like Nintendo's been able to finagle quite a few Switch exclusives. We have a couple Ubisoft exclusives. We have a couple Square Enix exclusives. It seems like they've finagled quite a few.
Yeah, and that could just be the nature of how Nintendo works, which we referenced last week about how their controls and their everything about their consoles is like almost gimmick based, and then also like Nintendo being so focused on how their games are presented on their console. It's not like a cookie cutter kind of console like PS4, Xbox, and PC are, you know. Like that, yeah, I think their ability to get all these exclusives that you're referencing, like Ubisoft and stuff, is a testament to Nintendo and how they operate as far as like third party goes.
Well, let's see. Next is Busan is officially live on Overwatch. Renan, have you played on it yet?
Yes, I played 2 or 3 matches on it last night. And, you know, we've already talked about it, so we're not going to go that deep into it. But it's live. People who play Overwatch probably already know this, but I wanted to mention it. And it went live this past Tuesday. It's a lot of fun. It's a control point map. It seems like one of those maps that, you know, coordinated play is going to be very highly rewarded. It's a control point map, which typically those maps aren't very open because the points are contested constantly, and they're kind of like these small areas. But this one's very open, and I feel like if you're running it by yourself and you're not playing with the team, you're out in the open on the control point. So it's going to reward more coordinated team play. And then also, I think that it seems like they've spent a lot of detailed time on this map. You know, I wouldn't say that any of the Overwatch maps they've released were bad. I just think that this one seems like they've put a little more time and energy into it. And that may be a statement some people do disagree with, but it's really cool. Like the map itself actually changes sometimes in certain ones, like in the mecha base section, walls will like come out of the floor and stuff, and just any kind of map changing is usually a really neat way to kind of refresh how people play. You know, you have to learn something else while you're playing.
Yeah, I really need to get back on Overwatch, don't I?
Oh yeah, you should. And, you know, actually, now that you said that, and I know you play Sombra a lot. This is something we didn't have on the docket today, but now that I'm thinking about it, with the update for the map, they updated, and there is a bonus skin you can get for Sombra, and it's a Demon Hunter skin, which Demon Hunter is a class in Diablo. So Sombra's a new exclusive skin, which is pretty cool.
What a time to be a Sombra fan then. Have to come back.
Yeah, so you should definitely get back in.
Yeah. Forza Horizon 4, Rendon.
Yeah, it's a racing game, obviously. And honestly, racing games are not usually my cup of tea, so it's not like something I'm going to buy. But it is a Microsoft Studio game, and they're getting a little bit of Halo love, which makes me happy because I love Halo. And the Warthog from Halo is going to be a drivable vehicle in Forza Horizon 4. Sorry, that was hard to say.
Will there be grunts on the tracks to shoot?
I hope so.
Or to run over?
I mean, I hope so. I don't know. It just looked like it was funny because the Warthog is like a wartime like military vehicle, but it was like in pristine shape because everything in Forza is like super clean and really pretty. The graphics are like the most important thing in that game, it seems like. So, whatever, it's a driving game, but the fact that the Warthog is going to be drivable in it is like, that's exciting.
Can someone be on the turret on the back and shoot grunts?
No, unfortunately.
Dang.
That would be cool.
I was really going to buy this game if I could kill grunts. But I have this soundboard. Hey.
But yeah, another Halo news. Halo 5 has been rumored that it's coming to the PC.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, Halo 5, is something that we've kind of hated on in the past, but this shows that I think Microsoft is kind of moving towards this new era where their games are the play anywhere ecosystem, which is if you buy it on Xbox, you can play it on both PC and Xbox, or vice versa. Sea of Thieves was like that. I think Gears 4 was like that, Gears of War 4. And they're adapting Halo 5 for it to be on that platform, or on the Play Anywhere, campaign. So I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, Halo 5 Forge, just the Forge maps and the Forge building thing, that's already been on the PC. They've already ported it to the PC. So the fact they're putting 5 doesn't surprise me because the implementation's already there. And it could make Halo more competitive, I think. I think PC games are, a little more inherently more competitive in a lot of ways. I don't know. So Halo 5 being on there could boost Halo's competitive scene a little more, I think. And that makes me excited.
Every time I think of Forge, I think of that one I made on Halo 3. I don't know if you remember it, on the sandbox, where I literally made something on all 3 levels of that and took like over a year to make. You guys have played on it once?
I definitely remember playing on that, the one you made. And yeah, Forge has come a long way since. I know you know that, but just the amount you can do in Halo 5 Forge it's unreal compared to what it was in Halo 3.
I could probably remake that
And,
map on Halo 5's Forge in like a week, as compared to it took me a year on Halo 3, because nothing would stand.
Yeah,
Nothing
exactly.
would stand.
Yeah, you had to just like use gravity to lean it up against each other, and in this one you just snap it together, anchor it to the ground.
But if you
it's
put
over,
something against something else too hard, it would knock over.
Fall.
Sucks when I had a lot of walls on the Halo map.
Yeah, I remember it was like a maze.
Yeah.
I'll say this news coming out makes me excited in the short term, but it makes me very excited long term. In that the Play Anywhere, is going to be the future, and that means Halo Infinite is probably going to be available on both. That's not any kind of confirmation, but it makes me very confident that Halo Infinite will be on PC and Xbox, and probably cross-platform. So that's super exciting.
It is. Really can't wait for Halo 6 Infinite. And then our last bit of news, it is rumored Henry Cavill is no longer playing Superman.
Yeah. I wanted to mention this because we literally talked about him last week playing the new, playing Geralt of Rivia in the new Witcher series on Netflix, which that is actually, there's a little bit more come out of that. I mean, it was confirmed whenever they talked about it, but it's actually added to the Netflix library. You can't access it. It doesn't have a title like any artwork with it, but The Witcher is like already on Netflix. It's just not accessible yet. So it's definitely coming, and it's coming in 2019. So it's coming next year. But yeah, and he is. It's a rumor that he's not going to be playing Superman anymore.
Sense. I mean, when you're doing a show and you have to do episodes upon episodes, I think usually that takes up more time than a movie. So I could see where his schedule would no longer allow him to play Superman. Plus, I just don't know what else the Superman series would go at this point. I mean, if they're going to do anything else, it's going to be a revamp, I assume.
Well, I think it's more interesting that he's not going to be Superman as far as like newer, DC Universe overall movies coming out, like Justice League 2 or something, like a second Justice League movie, or movies where Superman is going to be involved, but not necessarily he's the main story. Because I feel like you're right. There are a bunch of Superman stories that you can tell, but as far as cinematic, like stories that people care a whole lot about, I think are more focused on like the Justice League storyline. So, but yeah, I mean, seeing a change in actor is not going to be super jarring because I don't know if he's like a staple face in that universe, because there's nothing really super. It's not like if Tony Stark all of a sudden's actor changed without any reason explained. It's not that big, but I did see a tweet though. I was reading about this. I saw a tweet that made me like, is that Henry Cavill, he's not playing Superman anymore. It's like, well, Hugh Jackman confirmed he's not playing any more Wolverine. Henry Cavill might be a pretty good Wolverine. So I know that's not DC, but
I can't see anyone past Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine at this point.
Well, they're not gonna. I just don't think Wolverine's not ever gonna have a movie again, and Hugh Jackman has confirmed he's not playing him again. So they're gonna have to have someone, and I kind of agree. Henry Cavill seems like he could be good in that role.
Could be. I don't know. I think at this point, like you said, like Robert Downey Jr. not being Iron Man is a huge game changer. I think Hugh Jackman not being Wolverine is one of those huge game changers to me. It's kind of weird when Christian Bale was no longer Batman. I was never a huge Ben Affleck Batman fan, but
me either.
With that being said, that is the conclusion of our news, which means it is time for our Player 5's Turn segment, which is when we play games that you get to play along with us.
Yep. Time for some games. I'm excited.
Nerf this.
And Rendon, I guess is oh, you got last week's character, didn't you?
I did.
Although you're still probably trying to take revenge on me for 2 weeks ago when you didn't get that one.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I think this is, you can get this, but it's not going to be easy. That's what I'll say.
It's going to be easy. I'm always excited. I'm always excited for this part when I'm the guessing side.
I know, because we genuinely don't know what it's going to be, and we're like actually trying to trick each other.
Part of me is
super
always
fun.
like, well, I should play against what he thinks I should do, and part of me is like, I should play with what I think he'd do, because maybe he'll trick himself into not thinking what I, that whole thing.
Oh yeah, there's a whole strategy to it that honestly, the listeners will at home they won't get it, but still, this game is a game that you can play along at without home because it's just a guessing game, and it's so fun. I
for
love
the
it.
players at home, your game is to try to get it before I do. So,
Yeah.
get it before we do, you beat player 5. So,
Well, are you ready?
no.
Okay.
First clue.
We're going anyway. Yeah. All right. First clue. He is an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Wario.
Nope.
Okay. That's a good guess, though. I
right.
think that was a good guess for the beginning.
Yeah, it's not a bad guess. All right. In an IGN article, he is described as a villain, suggesting that he has a nice face, but a cold, dead heart whose sole desire is to make a quick buck.
Besides the nice face, I would still say Wario, but he's a villain with all we're worried about money. Has a nice face.
Let me read the clue again. In an IGN article, so it is IGN. So shout out to them. He is described as a villain, suggesting that he has a nice face but a cold, dead heart whose sole desire is to make a quick buck.
So IGN makes him a villain, which means that the game itself doesn't necessarily classify him as a villain, I think. Beetle? From
Beetle.
From
from I said almost a Twilight Princess. He's from a lot of games, All right, clue 3. His business ventures include real estate, retail, finance, construction, and economic development.
Hey, this is the first time we're gonna lose one. I
know, I'm so excited.
But for sure I know this character.
Yes, I know for sure you know this character. Yeah, I remember I said he was an entrepreneur, and then the third one I said he has business ventures in the
retail and
real estate, finance, construction, and economic development.
Huh.
You have to take a pass?
I'm kind of thinking here.
Okay.
Unless you think that the next clues will...
You get two more clues.
The next 2 clues will help me good here. I'm just trying to think of games where real estate matters. Because I feel like that's a major clue here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Okay. Nintendo developers have described him as that first boss you ever had.
First boss I ever had.
Does that help? Yeah, Nintendo developers have described him as that first boss you ever had.
Wow, you're really
I know you know
trying to
this,
get revenge on me here. Sells real estate.
I mean, it's not as malicious as it sounds. I didn't think it was gonna be this hard.
So
I'm kind of glad it is.
His business is real estate because he's an entrepreneur. IGN sees him as kind of a villain because of his cold heart, but he has a nice face, and he's a Nintendo character.
Yep. And he's described as that first boss you ever had.
When we say boss, do we mean like game boss or like working boss?
Working boss.
Oh man, that's crazy. All right, fifth. Let's just move on to the 5th one.
The last clue. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. He has appeared in some form in every Smash game since Melee.
So I might be thinking. I've been thinking of Animal Crossing for some reason. With I think his name was Mr. Rossetti. That's honestly who I've been. But he doesn't have a nice face. So since you say some form, he's probably an assist trophy. He does real estate.
So he's been in every game since Melee in some form.
Oh, Melee?
That's what I'll say. Since Melee. Melee, that means Melee, Brawl, and Smash 4.
Oh, so Brawl was the introduction of Smash trophies, so it's not...
No, there were trophies in Melee.
No, but not assist trophies.
Oh, yeah.
But you could totally be talking about assist trophies. Which would be very sly, because there's a lot of assist trophies in Melee. Or
there's a lot of trophies in all of the Smash games.
They just go around between the characters. Oh my gosh, I'm about to lose, aren't I? I gotta think this one. Dude, I'm gonna give this the best guess I could possibly think of, but it might take me a bit.
You just gotta think it.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna
guess.
I'm just gonna throw something against the wall and see if it sticks. I'm going to choose. I don't know, man. Koopa Troopa.
Nope.
I already knew. Who is it?
I need a failure soundboard on my. It was you, dude. You were so close. You're so close. When you said Animal Crossing, it's Tom Nook from Animal Crossing, the raccoon.
Oh, I didn't know him. Okay. I never played Animal Crossing.
Well, you were like that close. You said Mr. Rossetti, and I was like, you're right there. And I know you've seen him in like the Animal Crossing maps and in the.
I've never heard. No, I never.
You didn't know his name? He was literally in the Smash Direct today, or the Nintendo Direct today.
I would never have known his name.
They had his name. It said Tom Nook when he was talking. Oh man! And what's funny is I picked that character 2 days ago. I had no idea he was going to be in the Smash Direct. I keep saying Smash Direct. In
all fairness, Direct. Somehow his name showed up in front of my eyes today, so I'll allow
today.
I'll allow
it. So you can't.
I don't know. I've been on it, but I'm cool. I'm good.
You're a little salty.
A little salty, but I knew you were going to come with some heat, so. I'm all good with it.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think it was that heat. I thought you had played.
I've never played an Animal Crossing. I've never even seen gameplay of an Animal Crossing game. The only one I know is Mr. Rossetti because he's so annoying on the Smash games. But even that, I don't know what his role is in Animal Crossing.
He's the guy who he owns a store and he sells you your house and I don't know. It to me, if you had played any just a little bit of Animal Crossing, you would know exactly who it was. So. But I knew you knew a little bit about it, so
yeah. All I knew.
Well, suck it.
Oh wow!
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the only thing I knew about, I mean, I thought of Mr. Rossetti because I knew Animal Crossing had something to do with stuff. I didn't know if real estate was in there. Yeah. It's all good.
Real estate is like the only thing in Nintendo's.
I got you next week. Just always remember, I got you on the next week.
I know. But I feel like this is why we should have a lowdown on what games we have played, because I was convinced you had played one of the Animal Crossing games for some reason.
I'll get you next week. It's happening. I'm just messing with you. All right. Well, you have won, which we always play the trivia first, which always leads into our next game, which the next game is always decided who goes first based on who won this one, which was Rendon. This week we're playing 5-second rule, which means we have a small little countdown. We'll kind of play it right here, and where we're each going to ask each other a name 3 such and such, or name something. Either way, we have 5 seconds to answer, and we each have 5 props, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. And we'll take turns going back and forth with them. And like I said, the last game determines the winner of the last game determines how this game will go. Meaning, in this sense, Rendon, you get to decide whether you guess first or I go first.
I think I'm going to ask my question first, which means you answer first.
All right.
Ready with the timer?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Name 3 movies based on video games. Go.
Tomb Raider, Legend of Zelda CGI, and I didn't get it.
What is Legend of Zelda the CGI?
It was a very old, it was a super old cartoon show, like before we were born. I think they used to have a Zelda cartoon.
Yeah. Okay.
Should have had the Super Mario. Well, it would have been. Oh, the Super Mario Bros. Did have a movie. I'm such an idiot.
Yep, they did.
That's 5 seconds.
Or Assassin's Creed. Yeah, 5 seconds is this is stuff. I'm already kind of nervous. All right. So
All right.
is it next? You're gonna ask the question.
Yes,
Right?
I have no points. Brendan, are you ready for yours?
I'm ready.
Name 3 non-human video game heroes. Go.
Oh no. Gravemind. No. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Oh my goodness. Non-human video game heroes.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. I got no points. Wow, I'm
So,
dumb.
You could have had like Crash Bandicoot, Star Fox.
Yeah, I could have
Twang.
so many. I don't know. I freaked out. I'll get the hang of this, or maybe not. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be really bad.
We'll see. We each have 4 left.
Dang, I think I may have went easy on you then versus what you just gave me. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Name 3 Overwatch support characters. Go.
Oh wow, support. Okay, nope.
Okay, 5 seconds might be too much for us.
I was thinking
Steven.
Symmetra, and then I couldn't think past Symmetra. I guess it was Symmetra, Zarya, and I don't know, Mercy.
So mentioned Zarya, neither are support. It's Mercy, Moira, Brigitte. See, I can't even think of all of them. Zenyatta,
Lucia.
Lucio, yeah.
All right, well,
So-
0 points back and forth. If someone's gonna get a point here, that's gonna be the deciding factor.
Hopefully. All right, it's my turn to guess.
Yes. Name 3 Pokemon that are not playable characters in Smash Brothers. Go.
Pidgey, Weedle, and Venusaur. No, Venusaur! Yeah, no, I'm right, because Ivysaur is in Smash Brothers, not Venusaur.
Yes, but you hit Venusaur right after the bell.
Oh, dang. Ah, okay. All right.
That's good though.
That's
You
not-
came close.
Oh, man, I was so close. All right. See, Venusaur was on the tip of my tongue the whole time, and I was about to do it, but I just couldn't in time.
All right. Super Saiyan Mind mode now.
I know I was then, and I feel like I still failed. So, all right. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Name 3 Halo weapons. Go.
Shotgun, AR, BR.
There you go. There it is. That was the easy one. I went easy on that. You on that one. All right.
I'll have an easy one for you later on here. But yeah,
Oh,
I
no,
got a
it's-
point.
Yeah, we actually got on the board this
You know
time.
what I paused because I was trying to think of the carbine first, and I almost said Covenant, and that wouldn't work. And then I was thinking the Mauler, but I couldn't think of the name, so I went with Shotgun, and then went with ARBR.
Shotgun ARBR. That's the easy one. I was gonna try and trip you up, and you were gonna. I thought you were first gonna say like Energy Sword, and then you were just gonna like freeze from there. But yeah, Energy Sword, Needler, Plasma Pistol. Yeah,
An interesting would have been name 3 Covenant Halo weapons. That'd have been interesting.
Yeah.
So I had to think of some names.
That was my easy one.
That's
so.
your one. This one may not be my easy one, but it may be for you.
Okay.
Name 3 Smash Brothers Melee characters that did not make it to Brawl. Go.
Young Link, Roy, and Mewtwo. No, Mewtwo's in Brawl. No, is he? Is Mewtwo in Brawl?
I don't think so.
He did not return in Brawl.
You got
Yeah,
a
I'm
point.
right.
You got a
Heck
point.
yeah.
Yeah,
1-1.
Lucario made it to Brawl, but Mewtwo
Lucario
did.
did.
Not. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're not so bad at this.
We each get 1 point after the middle of this, and we're not so bad anymore.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's do this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I think you're gonna love this one.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. Name 3 Super Mario Sunshine levels. Go.
Serena Beach, Bianca Hills, Riga Harbor. Ah!
Oh, you didn't get it.
I started.
Oh,
it,
you
I
were
didn't
close.
finish it.
You had it. You said What was it you said?
I said Serena Beach.
Pinata Village or something.
Yeah, if I would have got that one out of my mouth quicker.
Pianta. Yeah. That's a cool one, right? I was proud of that one.
That was a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now I gotta. You're about to get ahead of me. You're about to jump ahead.
Oh, I don't think so.
Name 3 places featured or visited in Avengers: Infinity War. Go.
Wakanda. I don't know.
Technically, Earth would have been a place.
Yeah, that was difficult. Okay,
Valmir,
so wait.
where the one of the Soul Stones were.
Yeah, you're right. Dang. All right. What are the other ones? There's like Earth, Wakanda, or Wakanda's on Earth. I don't know. That was a difficult one. I could have said Titan, because that was where the last battle with Thanos takes place.
Yeah, Titan. So that would have been 3 right there.
Yeah.
Was it Valmir? Is that what it's called? Where he killed.
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Spoilers.
Oh, that was spoiler. Yeah, someone dies. Yeah, I don't know actually, honestly, but it's okay. That was a good one. Yeah, I got Wakanda though. I was proud of that one.
All right.
All right,
so
you
we're
ready?
tied 1-1, correct?
Yeah, and this is the very last one, right?
Very last one. All right.
Okay. Name 3 playable Disney characters in Kingdom Hearts. Go.
Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy.
Okay, there you go. That was good. That was the easy one. That was my easy one, actually.
That was kind of my thankful one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been nice.
We did it.
You still have one more. So you have an opportunity to tie.
To tie it up.
And then you said you came up with a 6th one. So if you do tie this, and you being the winner of the last game, you will get to use that 6th one. And if I get it, I win. If not, you win.
I love that we can just make up rules on the fly. It's the greatest.
Listen, we own this.
I love it. I know. It's a very good thing.
Yeah. We have no bosses.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, Rendon. Let's see.
All right, let's go.
Name 3 Nintendo 3DS games that were mentioned in this direct that just happened. Go.
Kirby Extra Epic Yarn, the Mario Bowser Story game, and Luigi's Mansion. That was it, dude. Come on.
I was on Rico Harbor.
Okay, whatever. I'll give you whatever. I'll give you the win this time.
How about do we? Let's just do your 6th one for funsies.
Okay. All right, you ready?
How about this? Your 6th one for funsies, because we have kind of discrepancies on the Rico Harbor and Luigi's Mansion one. If I get 2, I win. If not,
I like it.
You win. All right, I'm ready.
You're okay with this?
I'm okay with this. We make the rules.
We make all the rules. Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Name 3 DreamWorks movies. Go.
Toy Story, Finding Nemo. Oh, DreamWorks. Oh, no. I was thinking Pixar.
Sorry.
I meant Shrek and Madagascar. Oh, no.
Dude, that's why I asked if you agreed to this.
I agreed. I just didn't think it through.
Toy Story, I was like, no, that's Pixar. No.
Oh, man. We'll give you the win, Rendon. Yay.
Yay. That was fun. That actually had a lot of fun doing that.
Where's my congratulations?
I couldn't imagine.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I bet that's fun for like listeners because you can imagine like their brain went somewhere completely different than ours in those 5 seconds. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, easily. And some are probably looking at us like these idiots.
How did they not get this? Yeah, they are.
It's so different when you're not under pressure because I've watched a lot of 5-second rule videos and I'm always like, oh, easy, I got this. And then this one was like, nope.
Then you hear the beeps and you're like, oh god.
You're trying to figure out which beep it is.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh man.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Brendan just absolutely destroyed me this week. So that means I'm gonna have to come back again next week. And bring it. I'm gonna have to bring it next week, Brendan. With that being said,
I believe in you.
Yeah, with that being said, it's been a news-filled week. A lot of fun, a lot of excitement. Hopefully next week we get some more time to theorize and come up with our own stuff, but we shall see. Until then, reminder, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. We have our own website, links in the description. We have our own tip jar if you would like to donate to us. We call it the arcade machine coin slot. And we also now have a player5_podcast Instagram and a Twitter coming soon.
Yep. So there should be a lot of ways to reach out to us. Also, feel free to comment on our YouTube videos. Feel free to comment anything on Twitter or Instagram, Twitter in the near future. And yeah, just let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. We love it.
Yeah, and as soon as we get the community bumping and talking, we're gonna let y'all dictate some of these games. Y'all not only will y'all get to play them, y'all will dictate the rules. In which case, then we won't be the bosses anymore, Rendon.
Yeah, we don't get just to make up rules on the fly.
Right, and just kind of a teaser. I'll name one of the games we have for the possible audience that can get involved in. We like to call it Whose Line Is It Anyways? And for anyone who remembers the popular show, y'all can definitely give us prompts for that. Those are some of the games we're waiting for the audience to build up and to make us play. So
yeah.
So get involved. We definitely want a community to get involved with us. So with that being said, it's been fun.